I've got a timer on for, I think there's still about 15 minutes left. I'm boiling some eggs. So I wanted to just come on here and film this in the meantime, because if I procrastinated, if I decided to do this at a later time in the day, I would find a reason why it's not the right time to do it. So I figured the time's gonna pass anyway. These 15 minutes are gonna pass anyway while my eggs are boiling. So let me just come on here and do the thing. And I just really felt like doing the thing instead of thinking about doing the thing, instead of planning about doing the thing or brainstorming about doing the thing. And just, can you tell I'm kind of over thinking about doing things and just really want to do the things? Basically, yeah, that's where I'm at right now. It's been a very interesting few months. I moved apartments. We're currently July. I moved end of April, beginning May. And just before I moved, I was getting into the rhythm of creating these, I don't know why I'm holding my phone cover, creating these YouTube videos just to sit, just to rant. Originally, it started as, oh, let me try my hand at vlogging, because I enjoy consuming vlogs and I wanted to give it a try. I started to give it a try, automatically felt like it was overwhelming to get into the habit of, oh, remember to take clips of this, or oh, remember to film this, da da da. And then that sort of pivoted to, well, I just want to sit and talk about this specific thing, even if no one wants to hear about it. I want to enjoy expressing it. I want to enjoy going on a verbal rant about it, or just regurgitating a lot of stuff, even if it's the same things I journal about or think about or hash over and over and over again in conversations. I don't know if I said that properly, but I just feel like expressing myself, and it's kind of fun to sit and rewatch myself when I'm editing these videos. So here I am, and I forgot what I was saying before I rambled on. Okay, basically I had gotten into the habit of, it started off in wanting to play around with creating vlogs, and then it's somehow turned into just me sitting and talking, which is where we are now. And I kind of really enjoyed it. Honestly, it felt like a video diary, what vlogs are. But I had to pause it for a while because I moved. And that move took way more time, energy, and will than I had anticipated. And it brought up a lot of stuff. I think just the exhaustion from the move, not just the physical exhaustion, the mental, the emotional, the energetic exhaustion. I think I was just so worn out that a lot of things came up because of it. Maybe it was the catalyst to get these things, to kind of really excavate those things. But I wasn't doing the things that I knew were good for me. Okay, no, wait. I was doing the things that I knew were good for me, which are, for me, meditating, journaling, movement. These three things, they are, you know, when you're on the plane and they say in case of emergency, you need to put on your own oxygen mask before you can help the person next to you. These three things are my oxygen mask. And they're dynamic in nature, okay? They change. Not meditation. I meditate every single day. That's my one negotiable. The other two, writing, journaling, and movement, these are a bit more dynamic depending on the seasons of life, depending on just how many other things require a little bit more energy and time from my end. But as long as I write, as long as I move, I have a minimum that I am at peace with. As long as I do those things, I'm good. But in this period during the move, with all of this stuff coming up, I noticed that I didn't have the time to move. And I know you make the time, you don't have the time, it's not going to happen. But there were so many unexpected, unplanned for, unaccounted for variables that would just come up during the 1 to 2 months after I moved. And just, you know, you're uprooted, you're settling into a new space energetically, physically, it's just a lot. And so many unexpected things came up, whether it's with the apartment, whether it's, I would get randomly sick, my sister would get sick, we lived together, the cat would get sick, so it would be unexpected trips to the vet, or just a lot of good things came out of it. And a lot of things that demanded a lot more than I was capable of giving them came up as well. So I had to take a little bit more from what I would pour into like the good stuff to be able to sustain or manage the unexpected stuff. Not bad, unexpected stuff. So I realized that the one thing that I was still doing, I was still meditating, but the writing, the journaling, the daily 3 pages of stream of consciousness writing, my daily writing and my, maybe not daily, but let's say weekly movement really took a hit. And that affected my motivation to actually do those things even more. And it's those things that you know are good for you. You know you're going to feel so much better after you do them. But sometimes it's just, you don't feel like doing them. And I really felt the lack of them during this period. Now, this period, it was a lot. It was a lot of, I would say, ego deaths. There's a lot of things that I realized that actually now in hindsight, I cannot remember a single thing. I would probably, because I just decided to film this, to put the phone up, to film this without planning anything, without having any of receipts or props or just like a game plan. But yeah, it's so funny. I cannot remember any of the, I remember some of the things, but like my dad calls them the salt and pepper. I remember some of the salt and pepper, but I cannot for the life of me remember some of the big things that I felt were weighing me down so much that I would cry myself to sleep. They were huge. They felt so heavy to carry, and it felt like I was crumbling under the pressure of them, but I can't remember what they were. I don't know how to feel about that. Is it a good thing that I can't remember what they were? Does that mean that everything that feels heavy that I'm carrying right now, I'm not going to remember in a few months' time? Does that then make what I'm carrying right now insignificant? Does it invalidate it? Or is it in the process of validating it, letting myself feel it, letting myself have those emotional experiences that allowed me to kind of go through them so that they no longer weigh me down? Like, you know, when you cut the cord, that makes sense. Because there's this thing in therapy, I believe, the only way out is through. Naming it is taming it. You grow through what you go through. You need to feel it to heal it. You can tell I like these little one-liners, but maybe that's it. Maybe this is me realizing that it's those things in motion. Because the salt and pepper, I remember, it's the same like little things that, oh, I'm so tired, I can't balance all of this, but it's always going to be there. The salt and pepper is just, it's the kind of stuff that it just ebbs and flows in everyday life, no matter what happens. Oh, you took the garbage out. No, you didn't take the garbage. Like these little things. It's not, oh my God, the world is ending in my mind. The salt and pepper, I remember, but I cannot remember. I'd probably have to grab my journal, go through the entries from that time. I do remember some things, maybe some stuff in context, some really, really good stuff, like things that I've been working towards, they finally happened, like those, I remember those. But I'm trying to remember the heavier stuff. Some stuff, they stay with me over, they carry through from 1 month to the next, and it's kind of like you peel an onion one layer at a time. So some themes, they stick around. Sometimes some themes, they come up in just a moment, a situation. Sometimes it's the theme of the week. Sometimes it's the theme of the month. Sometimes it's the theme of the season, and then that kind of just settles in a little bit more, and it integrates into my life and my mind a little bit more. Which I'm in a season of that sort right now, but at the time, May, June, I can't think of it. Why can't I remember off the top of my mind? Not obviously, if I open my journal and I go back through the entries, I'm gonna remember. I cannot remember them right now, which I think is a good thing. It means I rode that wave instead of letting that wave kind of wash over me and sink to the bottom of it. Okay, that's cool. I didn't even realize that until right now. So this was a little breakthrough moment in real time. That's cool. Okay, I feel like I'm at a dead end now because I feel like anywhere I'm gonna go with this conversation, it's gonna be forced. Whereas my intention with this is to just come on here and to just, you know, well, maybe you don't know, but there's this thing I'm doing off and on, the artist's way. And part of the artist's way is the practice of your morning pages. I call them daily pages because sometimes I don't get them done in the mornings. But like today, I didn't get my morning pages done, but I will journal after lunch. So I call them daily pages, but they're technically morning pages. So I think I go on so many tangents that I lose my train of thought. Okay, back up. What was I saying? Yes, I was saying that the intention of this to come on here was to, morning pages. Okay. Why morning pages? Because morning pages, you don't plan out what you're going to write. Morning pages are stream of consciousness writing. So you write you don't write one word at a time, but basically you don't know what you're writing until you're writing it. You just need to start with one sentence, or what I do is I start the first few lines or the first page because it's supposed to be 3 pages. I start the first page and I categorize that as, okay, well, I'm going to take the minutes of the day of that passed. So I went to the gym, I did this, I did that, I did this again, and then I did that again. And then from there, you kind of pick up where there's a little bit more of a nudge to go towards and write a little bit more about. So that's how it snowballs in a good way, not a bad way. But stream of consciousness writing is the main ethos. I don't know if I use that word correctly. It's the main ethos of the morning pages. So my intention with this is stream of consciousness vlogging. To come on here, to hit record without stressing out too much about how I look, how I sound, what's out of place, what feels a little bit, without worrying about any of that. As long as I look decent enough, that's it. I'm good. Check. So the intention is to do stream of consciousness vlogging, stream of consciousness talking. It's the same stuff that's so interesting though. Hold on. I was going to say it's the same stuff that I would be talking to a friend about, or the same stuff that I might be journaling about or writing on my Substack about. But this realization that I just had, that I can't remember some of the big heavy things that I felt were weighing me down a month, 2 months ago, and realizing that maybe it's because I not just worked through them, I felt my way through them to the other side of them. I wasn't going to sit and journal about that because there would be no context for me to sit and journal about them to begin with. I would sit and journal about, I'll start with the minutes of yesterday or the minutes of this morning, because what time is it? It's past noon. So I would start with what's in front of me right now. I wouldn't have looked a month, 2 months in the past. So even this, at first I was like, oh, okay, well, what am I going to sit and talk about? It's going to be the same things that I'm already going to write about in my journal, same things that I'm going to write about on my Substack or share on my stories or whatever. The timer just rang on my phone, which means the eggs I'm boiling are done, which means so is this vlog. But basically what I was saying before the timer rang and it cut the video recording is I was so concerned with, I'm going to sound redundant. I'm just going to be posting the same kind of content in just different forms, which is okay. That's what content is. But that was a big concern of mine. And then I just had a little breakthrough moment that I otherwise would not have had I not been recording in this form. So I thought I had expectations. I thought I could predict or anticipate how it would go and use those as excuses. Well, joke's on me. So I like it. I like this. I think as long as I keep the intention of it and I stay true to the intention and I use the intention as my North Star, I just show up with that intention and see where it's going to take me. Just like I do with my morning pages, 3 pages, stream of consciousness writing. I feel like coming on here because I want to do stream of consciousness vlogging. And I kind of like that. I like that. Okay. That is all. Thank you for listening, watching to me and my stream of consciousness talking. My eggs are done. Time to have lunch. And I'll see you when I see you. That is all.